Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Omar with Patterson Autos, and I'm super stoked to show you today the 2024 North American Utility Vehicle of the Year, the EV9 by Kia. So besides the more angular design that sets it apart from the Telluride, a couple of characteristics are these flush door handles that pop out as you approach the car. These wheels, which can be polarizing, I happen to like the design a lot. This here is our 4-spoke design. There's a couple of trims that have a more triangular wheel, but this is meant for aerodynamics, so some people might not like it. I really do. The front is absolutely beautiful. Very clean face. These are LED projection headlights, and your turn signal is this huge, long lightning bolt. There's active grille shutters down at the bottom and parking sensors in the front and rear, as well as a camera for your 360 view. This is going to be really hard to pick up in this lighting, but there's a grid here right in the grille where LEDs will actually shine through, and it's customizable so that you can change the pattern that it shows. This car handles awesome, partly due to its 122-inch wheelbase, the battery being down at the bottom giving you that very low center of gravity, and it still gives you 7.8 inches of ground clearance for a little bit of off-roading. The back is just as beautiful as the front. Very classy design, starting with this down-sloping rear spoiler in the rear that actually helps a lot with aerodynamics. It's also hiding your rear wiper, so that's going to keep it from freezing in a nice storm if you're out in Chicago, for example. But it also cleans up this design, so it gets it out of the center here, gives you a nice clean slate. By the way, this is the top of the line GT line, and you'll notice there is no exhaust tips since this is an all-electric car. Amenities in the hatch. Starting here on the left side, you've got a covered up power liftgate shut button in case you want to lock yourself back here. I don't know why you'd want to, but it's there. You've got a 12-volt accessory outlet. This here is a cargo tray that just came with the car. It's not standard equipment, but an added accessory, as is this cargo net, which we can stuff in here, where you've got a little bit more storage space, and your run flat kit. Your third row is a manual release. The second row is powered, and so you've actually got buttons over here on the other side, so you can fold them down. And you've got a power outlet, so you can make this a power source for anything you want. Oh, this bag is just the charger, by the way. Very classy bag. They put Velcro on the back so you can stick it to your kid's sweater. One more thing, before we get inside, I want to show you the front, and I want to make a pit stop in here to show you that you may be inclined to pull this panel off and pull on that latch to release the hood, but there's actually a button up here that you can press twice. That'll pop it open. I love it when a hood is on struts. I just wanted to show you this frunk. It's a little bit bigger than I've seen on other cars. One tiny little quirk, should you find yourself under a shrink ray and then in your frunk, you can let yourself out with this little emergency open button. Inside, first thing I gotta talk to you about is this seat. It's my favorite one that I've sat in so far because there's so many settings. Just about anything that you can think of. The standard, obviously, your seat back, your seat bottom, you can adjust the angles and the aggressiveness of how deep you sit in the car. But right back here, you can adjust the height, the protrusion of your lumbar support. This guy is going to tighten up your bolsters right here on the sides. When you want to sit a little bit tighter in there, maybe you're used to being in a race car, or maybe it's been a while since somebody hugged you, this will take care of that for you. Lastly, this one in the front is going to adjust the firmness of your seat bottom and bring out this little ottoman. This button up top will actually take you to a full-on lounge mode, so if I'm hanging out, waiting for my kid to get out of school or what have you, one button's all it takes. By the way, that lounge seat that I just showed you here is also on the passenger side and in the second row, so those people don't get jealous, but they can get jealous of my massaging driver's seat, which will have a toggle button right here. You can also toggle your heated steering wheel, your heated and cooled seats, which you also have in the passenger side and in the second row in this case. Moving on to the steering wheel, very nice feel. It's a similar design that we've seen in the other cars, but it's a little bit thicker, super smooth. I think it's my favorite one too, for a Kia. Paddle shifters in the rear are going to help you adjust regenerative braking to get you a little bit more power back if you're in stop and go traffic. Your shifter is going to be right on the steering column here. A little bit odd, but your power button is right here. It says EV in the middle, and then your actual selector will be this end cap. Here's your drive, reverse, press for park. Behind the steering wheel is your Kia digital cockpit with this single panel, now showing you this third display for controlling your air conditioning, which also has hard controls for quick adjustments. Above those hard controls, you've got these haptic touch buttons hidden right in the dash, and right above that, you may be able to see a faint line of ambient lighting, which you'll actually have throughout the car as well. Below that, you've got a little latching door for your 12-volt accessory socket and 2 USB-C ports, one of them which does straightforward charging, one of them with a toggle actually, so that it can just charge or charge and handle data. Down below that, you've got a really big storage cubby, so you could put a purse or a utility bag down there. And above it, this floating center console has a little bit more storage / your cup holders with quick release. I've always been a fan of that. Behind that, you've got a short series of buttons to toggle your auto hold, your downhill brake control, 360 camera, and your parking sensors. Here on the left, this is actually a fingerprint scanner, and that's going to let you start and drive the car, pay for in-vehicle purchases, and take the car out of valet mode. Pretty impressive. Lastly, behind it, you've got a Qi wireless charger and a little bit of additional storage space. The Qi wireless charger gets the phone out of your sight, but it does have wireless Apple CarPlay, so you don't have to worry about it. And while we're here, I just want to show you, there's a couple of buttons for the second row passenger to give themselves a little bit more clearance for their knees, or just make room for anything that you want to slide in there. If we hop in the back, I just want to show you the full digital mirror that we've seen in other cars. Very convenient when you've got the bag full of stuff or people, you can still see behind you. And up here are your controls for your dual moonroof. Second row, I told you is powered. You've got those buttons all the way in the back that will let you fold them forward. You've also got buttons in the front, right here along the seat bottom, and here in the shoulders so that you can let people in the back. If you want to come on in, super spacious second row. Here's that ottoman as part of my lounge seat. Front row and second row. Here in the center, you've got your cup holders, which are nice, but very neat. You've got a little tray, maybe you could set your phone in there, or you could bring this whole thing out, have a little charcuterie board with storage underneath. As I'm sliding into the back, I just want to show you there's air conditioning controls for the rear, so triple zone, everybody's comfortable. Black headliner is always a plus in my book, and you'll also notice there's ceiling mounted AC vents, which isn't too common, definitely convenient, definitely more comfortable. The back is admittedly a little bit tighter than the second row, but it's still comfortable to sit too. You've got 3 cup holders, USB-C ports, and the back row reclines a significant amount. Space is 20.2 cubic feet with the third row up, and 81.7 cubic feet with the second row down. Since this is an all-electric car, we should talk about range. And depending on configuration, you're going to get between 270 miles to 304 miles. This here is our top of the line GT line. It's a dual motor all-wheel drive configuration, and it's going to get you about 270 miles. Now, it's fast charging capable, which is really cool, and that's going to take you between 10 to 80% in about 24 minutes, which is really impressive for a tank this size. Mechanically speaking, this is a very impressive offering by Kia. It has up to 379 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque, which will get you from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 4.5 seconds. It has a 5,000 pound towing capacity, so with its self-leveling rear suspension, you could pull a boat no problem. If you're out in cold climate, the wind, all-wheel drive, and above trims will get you a heat pump to preserve the range. And lastly, this huge battery will act as a 1920 watt onboard generator, so the EV9 can charge your e-bike. I am loving driving this car, and I'm about to take it to lunch. But before I do, I just want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put your thoughts in the comments. Huge thank you to Patterson Autos for lending us the car, letting us play with it, show it to you. If you're in the market for a Kia, you can visit us at Mission Viejo Kia or online at missionviejokia.com. Thanks for watching.